Hola chicos, buenos dias. Today we're going to start on present tense of regular ER and IR verbs. This is Paquete tres, día tres. All right, so thus far we've looked at regular AR verbs. You can say all sorts of things now. You sing, you listen, I swim, we listen. Sophia and Marta skate, y'all work, I dance, Franco studies. It's amazing the amount of verbs, the amount of things that you can already say in Spanish. But if you look at these verbs and the ones that we've been changing so far to say different things in the present tense, they all end with AR. Now, as you know, there are three different groups of verbs in Spanish: AR, ER, and IR. We've learned the endings of AR verbs in Spanish so far. But now we're going to work on the ER and IR endings. We're going to do both of them together. Now, looking at the ending on verbs, you realize that those endings are determined by who's doing the action. Whether it's you or I or someone else, that affects what the ending on the verb is going to be. In that process of learning that, we've learned what the different subject pronouns are. Yo is the way of saying I. Tú is you, informal, talking to a friend. Usted, él, and ella all use the same ending. Nosotros, nosotras. Ustedes is y'all. Ellos and ellas is they. So looking at the ending of AR, just a quick review. If I say I am doing something, it's an AR verb that I'm using. The ending is going to be O. Yo canto, I sing. Tú cantas. Ending is AS. Usted, él, and ella. All three of those, even though usted is you, él is he, and ella is she, any of those subjects are going to use the same ending on the verb, which is an A. For nosotros or nosotras, the ending on the verb is going to be AMOS. For ustedes, y'all, ellos, or ellas, they, the ending is going to be AN. So now, let's look at some ER and IR verbs. The largest group of verbs there are in Spanish are AR verbs, but there are a lot of ER verbs and IR verbs, and a lot of them are regular. All right, let's look at some ER verbs. Beber, to drink. They also use the word tomar, or we also use the verb tomar, to drink. But because we're working with ER verbs today, let's use beber. Comer, to eat. Leer, which you've already learned, to read. Correr, to run. Responder, cognate, to respond. Aprender, to learn. Now, I've just put in some of these verbs. Not all of these are important right now. Some IR verbs. Compartir, to share. Escribir, which you've already learned, to write. Abrir, to open. Recibir, sort of a cognate, to receive. And vivir, to live. We're going to focus, since we're working with food in this unit, we're going to focus on using beber and comer for ER verbs and compartir for IR verbs. Let's look at the endings. So comer, to eat, is an ER verb, and they are very, very similar to the AR verb endings, except where you used an A in the endings with AR verbs, you use an E here for ER verbs. So yo, what was the ending on a verb for AR? O, still stays the same here. Yo como, I eat. Tú, with the AR verb, the ending was AS. Here, for ER verb, it's going to be ES. Tú comes, you eat. Tú bebes, you drink. For usted, él, and ella, you're going to see the ending is E. For nosotros, nosotras, the ending is EMOS. And for ustedes, ellos, or ellas, the ending is EN. So if I want to say you all eat, ustedes comen. Let's look at the IR verbs. IR verbs are almost exactly the same as ER. Now the ER endings, all of them use E. IR endings, it doesn't follow the logic. It doesn't use all I's, but it does use it in the nosotros form. So yo comparto, O. Tú compartes, ES. Usted, él, ella, comparte, E. And let's look at the bottom right. Ustedes, ellos, ellas, comparten, EN. The only one that is different is compartimos, the nosotros, IMOS. Write this down and look at this comparison. I'll continue in the next video.